Hey everybody, Adam Lowdog Lawrence here. Hope you're doing well. I was scrolling earlier and I was watching a gentleman I saw on television a couple years ago. And he made a really good point. Actually, somebody he was interviewing with made a good point on him that was recording him. This gentleman, his name's Glenn Stearns. His producer actually saw something in him that he didn't see himself to produce and to keep going through his show. And there's a couple of different seasons. And to see or to hear what he's went through in his lifetime is just impressive. To say, hey, I can't get to that. I've never been to that. I've never been around people like that. And that's just not true. We can be. So, whether it's a diagnosis, whether it's poverty mindset, maybe it's your income, maybe it's your health, maybe it's the 5 people you surround yourself with isn't still in the same zip code. This gentleman did not let a young pregnancy, a multiple diagnosis, a multiple obstacle face in the wake of his challenges stop him from going forth doing great things for his mind, body, and spirit. He figured it out, and there's shows on Glenn Stearns and shows how he did that. So when you're looking at an obstacle course, you got your high hurdles, your low hurdles. A lot of Americans are not physical. A lot of Americans cannot do 10 push-ups. A lot of Americans cannot walk a mile. I've seen an aunt pass away of diabetes who lost their legs before I ever ran cross country. So if you ever saw me running on 52 or running anywhere on the side of the highway, that's why. I saw what could happen. And then later on, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So, keep walking forward, keep going forward. You can slow down, but don't stop. But those obstacles, whether it's a cancer diagnosis, a diabetes diagnosis, poverty mindset, your zip code, the family you were born in, the brothers or sisters that you have or you don't have, those are obstacles. That's a mindset. So, what is your standard? Is your standard 10 push-ups? Is your standard 1 mile? Is your standard minimum wage? Is your standard fast food? Is your standard 10 kids? Is your standard what level of standard are you looking at? What's your mental standard? Do you just yell at everybody, cuss at everybody all the time when you get mad? What's your physical standard? What's your body capable of? Do you stretch every day? What's your spiritual standard? What's your attitude towards people? Do you get satisfaction from cutting people down? Or do you get satisfaction from seeing them succeed? Do you get satisfaction from saying, I get paid more than he does? Or do you get satisfaction to say, I gave her a good reference so she could get a good bonus? What's your standard? And going back, watching Glenn Stearns, it reminded me of a 17-year-old going to college. His first weekend at college, he had a seizure. And in the EMT bus that he rode in, he was technically disqualified or not eligible to join this program that accepted him. Fully accepted him. And the next day he missed his workout. But when he got out of the hospital, they told him that they knew he was in the hospital. Why? Because apparently the 17-year-old who just had a seizure and knew he wasn't going to be accepted into the program at the end of the program still told them to tell the cadre he's not going to make it to PT. knowing damn well that people pay to be part of that program. But if you're going to fulfill the program, if you're recruited to be programmed, you are paid to be there. You are paid stipend, you are paid materials, you are paid books, you are paid scholarship to be in that program. Knowing damn well that he still has to pay to be in that program. He told the EMTs to tell the cadre that he was at the hospital. He wasn't going to make PT. His first weekend at school, at college. 4 years later, he's still doing PT, not getting paid to do it. Getting a non-paid PT score. Still doing labs, not getting paid for labs. But still, he's working out, he's doing the labs, and he is surrounded by the best in the nation. Knowing damn well he's never going to get to that level or get to that title. He's still putting in that effort because he's surrounded by great people who set their standards and say, here, I don't want minimum wage. I don't want minimum body. I don't want minimum waistline. I don't want a minimal lifestyle or a minimal mindset. I want to go one step above or to the top. It was the mindset of those ladies and those gentlemen that they surrounded themselves with. They didn't settle for minimal wage. They didn't settle for minimal standards for their mind, their body, their spirit. Nobody in that circle was perfect by any means. But you had men and women step up and show up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning just to work their bodies that were getting paid to be there. And then you had a semester where you had men and women be there that weren't getting paid to be there to do enough to get paid to be there. And those are the men and women who need to lead our nation. Those are the men and women who come together and lean in to hard times. They don't sit back and wait. So, whether it's a diabetes diagnosis, whether it's a cancer diagnosis, whether it's a minimum wage mindset, maybe it's a television mindset, take a deep breath in, go forth, do great things for your mind, your body, and your American spirit. Reach out to me if you've got some goals. Let's go forth, do great things for our mind, body, and spirit. Love you, love you. We've got this.